Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Leo. If Leo is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Two of Cups, which is so interrelated with love. So maybe we have some love in the air. And maybe it's just kind of, I don't know. Yeah, maybe love in the air. I'm trying to think, what else could that be? It doesn't have to be romantic. I know a lot of you, some of you are here for romance and these kinds of things, but you immediately say, oh no, not me. I'm not looking for love readings. And so I would say all of my readings are about love, but it's not just romantic. Not just romantic. It could be your greatest interests, desires, passions, creativity, places that you love to go, people you love to be among, your family, your friends, your animal companions. So many things. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. We have this beautiful image here. It looks like a face. You can see the eye. It's side profile. It's the profile. It's the side of the face looking this way. There is the nose, maybe a beard, kind of a curl or a earring of some kind, long hair, and maybe a beautiful headdress. So I imagine some kind of very regal, maybe some kind of ruler, emperor, but it could also be something like a warrior, a high priest. I feel like there's and we're talking about Leo, so this makes sense. There is a sense of great pride. There's a sense of hard work, devotion, really not following the way, but creating the way, okay? I would not consider Leos very much followers, right? Kind of have to do things the way that you want to do them. And that is not a bad thing, not in the least. Very innovative, very, just kind of a go-getter most of the time. And now we've had all this solar activity recently. I feel like this really is a time of the Leo. It's just, pouring out of that heliocentric space, really kind of affecting us all. I really think I would say I'm not super aligned with the sun although I have a lot of Leo placements. Actually, I think, what is it? Mercury, Venus, and what is the other one? Mercury, Venus, and I can't remember. It's important though. 3 of them are Leo. And, but I wouldn't say I'm like super, into the solar stuff. Although maybe, I don't know, maybe I am and I just haven't got to that part of my life. But I can tell you I've been affected by these solar emissions. I have just felt out of whack, which I wasn't aware of, but you all here in the comments were letting me know there's been a lot of activity in the last 2 weeks. So, yeah, it makes sense. It would be kind of something to add to that underlying power of our Leo people here. Now, we also have, it looks like a person up here who is kind of standing. There's a heart right beneath their leg. They have their arm raised. Let's bring it in a little bit. Okay. And then over here we have a bee. It looks like a little bee with the little wings. And then we have another person who is kind of same arm raised. You can see kind of climbing up the side of this mountain. Okay. So to me, I look at this and I think there's been a lot of work going on in the emotional. This is in the emotional space on the incline of the bowl. But I also think that this really has to do with working through some stuff in the physical world, in the mundane world. And maybe family dynamics, maybe work dynamics, maybe trying to unsort the clutter. In my mind, I just thought, if you are, you don't have to be older, but I'm sure if you are an older person, you remember back in the day before a lot of things were Bluetooth, we all had so many cords to computers, cords to gaming things, stereos, kitchen thing, whatever, lots of them. And we all had that box or whatever, the tote. I still have one in my basement where we had all of the different power adapters and different cords that we kept. We might need them one day. And they turned into a big ball, just interwoven together. And I feel like there's almost this sense of being that busy little bee, unwinding this thing, getting those, all of those different strands of life and little momentary hiccups and things not going exactly the right way and whatever it is, but doing it with grace and patience and really staying on task. And if you can imagine a bee, going from one to the next and doing it, with a lot of gratitude and a little bit of happiness. You can't help but think of a bee as maybe being a bit happy. Come over here. Oi. Yeah, girl. All right. So we also have, kind of standing there on atop the hill with the little heart. And I feel like, there is that sense of love, of joy. Whatever it is, I feel like there's been this need to really kind of take charge, which I think is just kind of maybe even usually an innate quality to Leo, but to take charge, to kind of pick up the slack where you must and put all of yourself into, and I really think this has a lot to do with work, but also relationships. And I think that it feels right. Like you're never happier than when you're busy and you're seeing kind of the fruits of your labor, right? You're seeing things get worked out. You're seeing things begin to go your way. And even though it feels like, you're climbing up the side of this steep incline, this steep, rock face, you still enjoy it. You enjoy the a little bit of hardship there. You like the problem solving. Okay. Let's see. Now we have a horse right here. We have a TT. Now the cats have missed me today. I had quite a migraine. I haven't had a migraine in a while. This week is just, and I tell you, I think it's the sun. I'm going to blame the sun. And it's really warm where I'm at, unseasonably so. So I just have been, I don't know what it is, but I had a migraine today and it just, the other day I had the first panic attack, like full panic attack I've had in a long time too. So I just think it's a lot. It's stress, not enough sleep, and that sun's just spitting energies out at us. Okay, so we have a turtle, we have a little stallion right here, we have a little wizard, and it looks like maybe a little witch on a broom right here. Okay, so let's start with the magic. So we have the wizard, we have the little witch, and I feel like this is kind of almost like I don't know that you are necessarily partaking in magic, although maybe you are a practitioner of some kind. But I do feel like this draw towards fantasy lately. I think that maybe you even are like kind of reading fantasy novels or watching movies that have, witches and wizards and warlocks and whatever else, sorcerers. And I feel there's a sense of being taken away from the being wound up by all the things that you've been working on, and having those little brief moments of letting yourself kind of wander into those special places of imagination. One I can think of is there's that second Dune movie coming out pretty soon in about a month, and I'm really looking forward to that. So I also get into those modes. Not huge into fantasy, but every once in a while something real good comes along and you can't. Although I guess somebody would take issue with me saying it's fantasy. I think it's probably technically sci-fi. But hey, there are some magical entities. I wouldn't call it hard sci-fi. So, but yes, anyways, we have the turtle, and the turtle actually is interesting because it has its head up with its mouth open. So it reminds me of like a snapping turtle. So I do think taking your time. Of course, we have the turtle, slow and steady wins the race, but also quite feisty. I don't know if you've ever encountered a snapping turtle, especially when they're out there sunning themselves, like on a walking path or next to the lake or the whatever, and you get too close, and those things, they will get pretty feisty with you. So I look at this and I think, you're taking your time. You're not letting anybody kind of push you along. You're going to do things in your own way, on your own clock. And that's what works for you. And I think that's really why you are at times so successful, because you do get into this flow of things and you trust yourself. Which in turn, I think, really creates a space where you feel quite comfortable with what you're doing. You're not questioning yourself. You're not going back and forth too much. And you're just really focused on getting this thing done, but also doing it correctly. So, God help anybody who tries to tell you any different. But yes, I think this is it's a good time. I really feel like not only is there that love, but I think the love really comes from, and this is no slight or judgment, but I think material gain, that's where this kind of energy of kind of a love, a general sense of love and enjoyment of life kind of stems from for you. And it's not so much like a sense of being vain or superficial, but I think having security, right? Just being able to know that you can take care of your responsibilities domestically, that if something were to come up, you have a little something put away. And I think that this next year is really going to be a lot about that, making sure that everything is kind of secure and stable in your life. And I see from the readings we've already had that this year really does seem like it's going to be quite abundant for you. Now we also have a heart and we have the stallion there. So I do think there is a sense of virility here. Maybe that is in the physical. Maybe this is a place where you are looking to expand your family or create a family, or there is a heightened sense of sensuality and kind of that desire for coupling. And that to me kind of makes sense in this alignment with the pursuit of power and money and security. And, I think that for somebody maybe like a Leo, this is something that can start to make you really kind of feel good and start to really feel yourself. And in turn, you're feeling more willing to, share your time, space, and energies with somebody else. And, that might be within a relationship that you already have established, or maybe outside of that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe even with yourself, right? And that is, that's something that happens as well. We do have that heart. So I think there's this general sense of love. Maybe this coincides with us going into February. We know that Valentine's Day is coming up. If you partake or not, here it comes. And oh gosh, all the hearts are already up, and all of the red and pink and everything else. You see it everywhere, and how can you miss it? So, I think it's kind of collectively in our psyche anyways. And, I don't know how you feel about that, but this might be a good time if you are connected with somebody, if you're in a relationship, if you're married, or if you're not. Maybe you are, dedicated to yourself and your own self-exploration, or you're dating or whatever. I think this is a good time to start thinking about doing something nice for yourself, and maybe, for your partner as well. It doesn't have to be anything big and expensive, but, I think just something thoughtful. And I think that definitely, if you've watched any of my other readings, and whenever we're near a holiday, especially one that's like gift giving, I really believe, and this is kind of how I live my own life, is that, don't expect things from other people. I mean, it's nice to receive, but I think it's also nice to make sure that you take care of your own emotional health first. So if you want something for this holiday, you go out and get it for yourself, and don't feel, weird about that. I'm somebody, I like to pick out my own birthday presents. I like to pick out my, if we do Christmas stuff or whatever. And I don't know, maybe that's just the Virgo in me, but I don't think a Leo is unlike myself in that. If it's something that doesn't matter to you, then fine, it doesn't. But I feel like we're in 2024, and I really am on this tip where it's like, not just self-empowerment, but it's like, let's stop waiting for things externally. Let's start doing what we need to do for ourselves, right? Let's make ourselves happy first. And then, if somebody does something nice for us on top of that, cool. That's awesome, But if not, it's no problem. Okay. I think that, and this is just, I guess, from skimming YouTube, but the thing that leads to resentment in any relationship is expectations unfulfilled, right? And how do we try to minimize those expectations, or our things not being fulfilled, is limiting our expectations. You know, leaving them for things that are truly important, not things like gift giving. Okay. You know, or you could just, you know, sometimes I just get the thing, I send the link, I say, buy this. This is what I want. Or it's already here. Put your name on the card. You know, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm strange in that way, but yeah, I don't know. I don't feel bad about it. Although, let me say, I'm not dogging out my husband on this. He actually is very thoughtful, and he does always get me something really nice from himself. Something meaningful, you know. He's really good at heartfelt things, and so shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot, my husband over there. His name is Paul. If you haven't seen his readings, definitely go look at them. He's amazing. He is quite a wonder, actually. And so, and he just shaved his beard, which so go give him some love for that. He's looking like a young man again. So anyways, yes, he's good at gifts. So if he hears this, he probably won't, but he is. But yeah, I don't know. So this is something I think about a lot, and it does come up when we come around, you know, these holidays, because I know it sucks when you feel forgotten and stuff. So don't be forgotten. Get yourself something nice. Get yourself something nice. Okay, we have a 16. We have, now this one looks like, I keep looking at it, it looks like a little fox. So I feel like we do have kind of this fox energy. Somebody kind of on the outskirts of things. And I'm looking, we have the house, we have a tree, but it's missing kind of the roof. And I feel like it's just this sense of, it's a sense of something kind of feeling incomplete, I think, at home. I almost wonder if it's like you are away from your family, maybe your parents, or you've moved away, or I don't know, something like this, where I think you almost thought about, like, I wish I, you know, could move my parents or my mom in, or my dad in. And maybe you're kind of getting into that place where you'll be a caretaker. But I also think it just would be nice. Like, I feel like in your mind, you're like, it would be nice if we were a little closer, could be around them a little bit more. And that would kind of, you know, be fulfilling on a deeper level. But I also think with that fox energy, I just feel like there's something where it's just a little tricky. Like there's somebody attached to the situation that is a bit sketchy. And I wonder if that's like a sibling or something. Come on, Mama. You can sit on my lap. But I need space here. Go on. Why don't you go find Daddy? Daddy will put you in your beak. Okay, let's see. We also have a little frog here. So we have also the frog, to me, is the keeper of the home. They are one of our beautiful backyard spirits, as I like to call them. These are the animals, the elementals, the fae, you know, the many other things that kind of watch out over our homes, over our well-being. And I'm a big believer in, you know, making offerings, and, you know, if you are able to provide plants that are good for the environment around you, native plants, animals or plants that can feed the animals and insect life and things. But then we have the frog. So the frog is, like if you know anything about household gods, it's kind of an old system of thinking, although, I think it's still around and it's re-emerging more and more, is this idea that there are different archetypes or intelligences that kind of rule over different parts of the household. And for me, symbolically anyways, I very much tie the frogs to being the garden keepers, but also watching the outside doors of your home. So when I see the frog, I think this is a place and time where you should be checking your security on your house. Okay, go check your windows, go check your doors, make sure everything is locked up, everything is, nothing is broken. I don't want to be an alarmist. I'm not trying to scare you. I don't necessarily think anything is wrong, but when we see this, it's like, okay, it's just a time for checking everything, going around the garage, checking that everything's in its right place, and, all the doors are locked, and, even if you have like security lights outside, making sure those things are not burnt out or anything like that. Just kind of a general checkup, okay? So definitely something to put on your ever-growing list. You're welcome. We have another heart here. And we have a wishbone. So I feel like one of your wishes are... it's a good time to be kind of making your appeals or asking for, wishing for, and manifesting, right? This is when we have good luck on our side. It's a good time to be manifesting. And so definitely, however you like to do that, if you are somebody who prays or likes to use visualization, or one of my favorites is making what we would call shields and chaos magic, or what are they called? Are they called dream boards? Yes, dream boards. Kind of collaging the things that you want to happen, your goals and your intentions, your desires, and so on. This is a good time, I think, to put something like that together for yourself. Okay, let's see. What else do we have over here? Oh, it's the Mary Magdalene Oracle cards. These are from Megan Watterson. Illustrations by Moonjube. All right. I'm going to go ahead and flip through and stop where it feels right. It says, the skull. Love has already won. Yes, hasn't it always? Ooh, and I like this. I haven't seen this one. I love the motif of the penitent Mary Magdalene, right? And this is often her sitting in front of a mirror or in a dark room with a candle and a skull. It's a beautiful, beautiful painting. So you should go look it up. It's a motif, so various painters and masters have painted it. But in this one, you can see that she is very much that princess of discs, pregnant with life, right? The inheritor of the church itself, the beloved, the feminine consciousness, and that who carries on, the divine word. And so this is a beautiful, beautiful representation of life and death, and as things go on and on and on and on, right? Also, life through the word. You can see the books right there. And so, we can extrapolate kind of that she's gone into this kind of isolation, but writing and keeping on, the teachings through the Gospels. And some of my favorite, actually, the Gnostic Gospels of Mary Magdalene. Beautiful, beautiful messages. Okay, so Leo, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. They mean the world to me. I also, what else do I have? Oh, yes. If you have not gone over to the community post section on the channel, please go check it out. There's a post at the top. It has people who have posted their small businesses, their channels, services they offer, websites and art and all kinds of stuff. You can go check that out, go peruse it, see if you see anything interesting. Or if you have something to advertise yourself, I would love for you to do that. I really feel like you all support my channel. You support my husband's channel. Again, shout out to Dove and Serpent, Dove and Serpent Tarot. He works so hard and gets so much love, and I appreciate him. I appreciate you all. And so providing a space where we can help you advertise your stuff and help you grow it like you've helped us grow, you know, it definitely is an honor. It's an honor. So, and also if you want to go over to his community post section, he has the same post up, and he has a lot more subscribers, so tons of people will see it, whatever you post over there. So anyways, I want to tell you, I love you. I love you. I love you. And I hope that you take care of yourself this next few days, and we will talk again in a few days. And yeah, I'm excited tonight. It's Sunday night, and the new, what's it called? True Detective is out. So I'm going to wrap up my readings and go watch that. All right. Love you. Bye-bye.